bones cracking, screams of agony, careers hanging by a thread. Football isn't always the beautiful game. Sometimes it turns ugly, really ugly. Today, we're diving into the dark side of the sport, the moments that make fans gasp and players pray they'll walk again. Get ready for the 10 most brutal, reckless, and downright dangerous fouls in football history. Let's kick off with number 10. Roy Keane on Alf-Inge Haaland. Picture this: Manchester Derby, 2001. Old Trafford's buzzing. Roy Keane, Man United's hard-as-nails captain, has been waiting for this moment. 4 years earlier, Haaland accused Keane of faking an injury. Keane never forgot, never forgave. The ball's in midfield. Haaland's there. Keane sees his chance. He charges, studs up, knee high. The crunch echoes around the stadium. Haaland hits the deck, writhing in pain. Keane stands over him, no remorse, just cold, calculated revenge. The ref shows red. Keane walks off, but the damage is done. Haaland never fully recovers. His career over. Years later, Keane admits in his autobiography he meant to hurt Haaland. It costs him another ban and a hefty fine. But for Haaland, the cost was much higher. Number 9. Nigel de Jong on Xabi Alonso, 2010. World Cup Final, Soccer City Stadium, Johannesburg. Spain versus Netherlands. The biggest stage in football. The world's watching. Nigel de Jong, the Dutch enforcer, goes full kung fu on Xabi Alonso's chest. It's not even subtle. He leaps, leg extended, boot connecting with Alonso's sternum. Alonso drops like he's been shot. The crowd gasps. Millions watching on TV can't believe their eyes. Somehow, impossibly, English referee Howard Webb only shows a yellow. The Dutch bench breathes a sigh of relief. The Spanish are furious. Alonso's lucky to be alive, let alone finish the match. It's a miracle his ribs didn't shatter on impact. The image becomes iconic, symbolizing the brutality of that final. Spain wins, but De Jong's tackle remains the talking point for years. Number 8. Pepe on Casquero, Real Madrid vs Getafe, 2009. Real's losing 2-1. Tensions are high. Pepe, Madrid's hot-headed defender, loses it completely. First, he trips Casquero in the box. Clear penalty, but Pepe's not done. He kicks Casquero twice on the ground, hard, then he stamps on him. The ref's whistle's going crazy, players are rushing in, but Pepe's still not finished. He punches another Getafe player in the chaos. It's not football anymore, it's assault, pure and simple. Pepe gets a 10-match ban, but it feels like it should be more. Casquero's left with physical bruises that heal, but mental scars that last way longer. It cements Pepe's reputation as one of football's bad boys, a label he struggles to shake off for the rest of his career. Number 7. Harald Schumacher on Patrick Battiston. World Cup semi-final Seville, 1982. West Germany vs France. The score's 1-1. Patrick Battiston's through on goal. The crowd holds its breath. Then Harald Schumacher, the German keeper, charges out like a runaway train. He doesn't go for the ball, he goes straight for Battiston. The collision is sickening. Battiston's out cold before he hits the ground. 3 teeth gone, damaged vertebrae, oxygen needed. The French are in shock, the Germans relieved. The ref, he gives a goal kick, not even a foul. It's daylight robbery, and France never recovers. They lose on penalties, but the real loss is Battiston's health. Schumacher shows no remorse, even joking about paying for Battiston's dental work. It goes down as one of the most shocking moments in World Cup history. Number 6. Ben Thatcher on Pedro Mendes. Manchester City vs Portsmouth, 2006. Seems like a regular Premier League match, until Ben Thatcher decides to turn it into a crime scene. Mendes is shepherding the ball out. No danger. Then Thatcher comes steaming in. His elbow meets Mendes' face at full speed. It's not a tackle, it's a weapon. Mendes is knocked out before he hits the ground. He has seizures, needs oxygen. The crowd's stunned silent. Even Thatcher looks shocked at what he's done. Mendes spends the night in hospital. Thatcher gets an 8-match ban from the FA, plus a 6-match suspended sentence. His own club fines him 6 weeks' wages, but it feels like he should have got jail time instead. It's one of those moments that make you question if there's a place for this kind of violence in sport. Number 5. Ryan Shawcross on Aaron Ramsey. Stoke vs Arsenal, 2010. Aaron Ramsey, Arsenal's 19-year-old Welsh wonder, is flying. Then Ryan Shawcross comes in. The tackle's high, late, and brutal. Ramsey's leg gives way. It's in two pieces. The sound of the snap echoes around the stadium. Players from both teams look away. They can't bear to see it. Ramsey's stretchered off, his future uncertain. Shawcross is in tears as he leaves the pitch. He didn't mean it, but intention doesn't matter when a career's on the line. It takes Ramsey over a year to recover. When he returns, he's not the same player. The incident hangs over him, affects his game. It takes years for him to regain his form and confidence. A stark reminder of how one moment can change everything in football. Number 4, Axel Witsel on Marcin Wasilewski, 2009, Belgian League, Standard Liège vs Anderlecht. Axel Witsel, future Belgian international, has a moment of madness. He jumps, two-footed, onto Marcin Wasilewski's leg. The crack is audible even over the crowd noise. Wasilewski's leg bends at an angle legs should never bend. It's broken in multiple places. Players signal frantically for medical help. The images are too graphic for TV. Viewers at home are spared the worst, but those in the stadium are horrified. Witsel gets an 8-match ban, later extended to 11. But Wasilewski faces months of rehab, wondering if he'll ever play again. Amazingly, he does return to football. But the incident leaves a mark on both players' careers, a reminder of how quickly things can go wrong on the pitch. Number 3, Kevin Muscat on Adrian Zara, 2011, A-League, Melbourne Victory vs Melbourne Heart, local derby, tensions high. Kevin Muscat, known as one of football's dirtiest players, is in the twilight of his career, but he's saved his worst for last. Zara's breaking down the wing. Muscat comes flying in. It's not a tackle, it's an assault. His studs crash into Zara's knee. The joint explodes on impact. Zara's screams pierce the night air. Players from both teams are shocked. Muscat's career ends in disgrace. An 8-match ban, his parting gift to the sport. But for Zara, the nightmare's just beginning. Months of rehab ahead. A promising career derailed. It's a stark reminder of the damage one reckless moment can cause. Number 2, Martin Taylor on Eduardo. Birmingham vs Arsenal, 2008. Eduardo, Arsenal's Brazilian-Croatian striker, is in the form of his life. Martin Taylor, Birmingham's defender, is about to change that forever. Just 3 minutes in, Taylor goes in high on Eduardo. His studs sink into Eduardo's ankle. The result is horrific, a compound fracture. Eduardo's bone is sticking out of his sock. Players on both teams are visibly distressed. Some vomit on the pitch. Eduardo's rushed to hospital. He's lucky his foot wasn't amputated. As it is, he's out for a year. When he returns, he's a shadow of his former self. The incident sparks a debate about tackling in English football. Arsenal manager Arsene Wenger initially calls for Taylor to be banned for life, though he later retracts this. It's a moment that changes careers and ignites discussions about player safety. Number 1, Ewald Lienen's thigh gash, 1981. This isn't just a foul, it's the stuff of nightmares. German Bundesliga, Werder Bremen vs Arminia Bielefeld. Norbert Siegmann goes in on Ewald Lienen. His studs catch Lienen's thigh and rip it open. We're talking a 25-centimeter gash, so deep you can see the muscle tissue. Instead, he runs to the sideline, screaming at the Bremen coach who he believes ordered the hit.
Ewald Lienen took on Otto Rehagel in a legal battle and called the disciplinary board of the German FA under the chairmanship of Hans Kindermann.
It takes 23 stitches to close the wound, but the image that's seared into football history forever. It becomes a symbol of football's potential for violence, a cautionary tale passed down through generations of players. Lienen amazingly returns to play just 17 days later, but the incident leads to changes in player protection equipment and a broader discussion about player safety in German football. These fouls remind us how quickly the beautiful game can turn ugly. One moment of madness can end careers, shatter dreams, and change the sport forever. What other brutal moments are out there waiting to be uncovered? And more importantly, how can we stop the next one from happening? Let us know in the comments below. Which of these fouls would you say is the worst in football history? To dive into more exciting videos, just click play on the video on your screen.